Whenever you breathe, light something on fire, and even when plants photosynthesize, a similar chemical reaction takes place in each of these situations. These chemical reactions are known as redox reactions. A redox reaction is just a mashup of the words reduction and oxidization, and describes the chemical changes that take place when reduction and oxidization happen simultaneously. It is the easiest to view redox reactions as transactions taking place between the atoms, using electrons for their currency. In the simplest terms, reduction is when an oxidizing agent gains electrons, and oxidization is when a reducing agent loses electrons. A common way to remember this is using the mnemonic oil rig, which stands for oxidization is losing electrons, and reduction is gaining electrons. We can visualize this using a simple example. In the redox reaction of copper-2 oxide and magnesium, we can see that copper oxide and magnesium oxide are ionic compounds. Ions have either a positive charge or a negative charge. Here, copper oxide is the oxidizing agent, and magnesium is the reducing agent. Let's just put aside oxygen for the moment. The ionic charges of substances depend on the elements they react with, and in this case, copper has an ionic charge of 2+, but at the end of the reaction, magnesium is an ionic charge of 2+. Therefore, magnesium is the reducing agent, transfers 2 of its electrons to copper-2 oxide, becoming an ion in the process. At the end of the reaction, we can see that magnesium has lost electrons, meaning that it has become oxidized, and copper-2 oxide has gained electrons, meaning that it has been reduced. But this is only a simple example, and oxidization doesn't always involve oxygen, like in the aqueous solution hydrofluoric acid. Here, hydrogen is oxidized by fluorine and thereby has a positive ionic charge, where fluorine being reduced has a negative charge. So what we have to notice here is that the word oxidization doesn't always have to do something with oxygen. It just describes what happens when a particular atom or ion loses electrons. And that's it. Although present in so many of the reactions that make life possible, redox reactions at their very core are just a transfer of electrons from one atom to another.